So, ladies and gentlemen, on Fan TV tonight, I'm pleased that I'm joined by Will Weldon. The Phantoms lost the game 3-1 against the Basingstoke Bison. What is a critical playoff game. But Will, we've just been talking off camera. Not too much wrong with the Phantoms' performance. A good performance through the game. It just got away in the third period.
Yeah, it's a tough one to take. Obviously, performance-wise, other than putting the puck in the net, I don't think you'd ask an awful lot more. I'm sure there's small things that over the week we can look back on video and find improvements, and I think that would be ways to score goals. But in terms of performance, it was there. We played well through all the playoffs so far, and we're probably not in the position we feel we probably deserve to be from performances, but that's sport, that's hockey, and we've got two huge games next weekend, and it's still in our hands, and the confidence will remain high throughout the week and take that into next weekend.
I thought last night, and the scoreline last night was remarkable, to stretch into a 5-goal lead, and obviously the Bison came back in that game, but to have that dominance on the away ring was remarkable. And Sheffield are playing Swindon as we speak. Every game's been an away victory so far. I don't know what I can put that down to. I don't know if what we can point at in our home performance tonight.
I don't think there's anything you can put. I think that's just one of those things where that's just how it's turned out. I don't think there's any specific thing that you'd put your finger on. I think we just said it. The performance tonight, we did more than enough performance-wise to win, but it's not boxing. It doesn't go to points.
No.
It's the score's the score, and ultimately, whilst we can be happy to an extent with the performance, we didn't do what we needed to do, and that's put the puck in the net. I think the first period, it's like the ice was tilted, and we're in the ascendancy that whole first period, and it was similar last night, which is obviously why we got the 5-0 lead that we got. The only difference tonight was that we weren't finding a way to put the puck in the net. Yeah,
I mean, if anything, you look at shots on goal in the first period, we dominated those. Perhaps they're not all good quality looks, but we've dominated that. Metum deservedly man of the match for the Bison. A good performance, and a good performance when he came on last night. The last goal was an empty netter. First 3 goals were power play goals. It just reinforces, as we talk every week in, week out, the importance of special teams.
Yeah, I think that's probably a little disappointment, probably the amount of penalties we took. We spoke before the game about good penalties and bad penalties, and I didn't see all the penalties. I'm sure there'll be some that were good penalties, and equally some that we'd probably look back and say we didn't need to take, or at least didn't need to give the referee that option to interpret it as a penalty. It's disappointing to have conceded 2 on the short-handed.
Yeah, I think, and actually we could have scored short-handed. I think that was Duncan who had a good chance. I think you'll be interested to see the video footage of their goals. I think the second, so it was 3-1. So the second goal, we're on the penalty kill, and Polly gets dragged out, and so the box isn't there, and so when the puck comes in, you've got 3 men inside the zone close to Jordan Marr, and that's the way it happens. And
yep.
on another penalty kill that doesn't happen. You can keep that out because our kill has been good. So next weekend, it's I'll keep the language appropriate here, but it's going to be do or die now. Friday night in Sheffield, they're a tidy team. There was a time a few years ago where we used to put them to the sword regularly, but they're a strong side now.
They are, but I think we've proven so far throughout the playoffs what we're capable of in terms of performance. I think it's just pulling everything together and just finding a way. Sheffield are a good team, so are Swindon, so are Basingstoke, yeah. And ultimately we don't really pay too much attention. I'd said this going into the playoffs in terms of what group we ended up in. We had no preference because we're confident in what's in that locker room over there, and at the end of the day, performance-wise, we keep building, we keep doing what we've done and improve in small areas, and hopefully we find a way to score some more goals. And I think that's probably one area you can say, is it partly unlucky to not score? Yeah. Is it unlucky for us that the goalie stood on his head? Possibly, but I think it would be wrong to stand here and say that it's just luck and that's it, we didn't get the rub of the green, because we do control certain things, and that's getting to the net, that's picking up rebounds, screening the goalie, just being dirty. And whilst I think we tried tonight, I think it's an area that throughout the week we can look to, even get better at that and go to Sheffield.
I think that's fair, and you have to give credit. You've given credit there to the three teams in our playoff group. But for the Bison, if they'd lost tonight, that makes it very difficult to qualify for Coventry. They've got to dig deep, and they've dug deep, and respect to that. Finish the interview, just a comment on your charming good looks and preparation for your wedding. I bet Courtney's delighted.
Yeah, she's been okay. Bless her. I think that was probably the thing I was dreading the most was to see her reaction, but it's superficial. We've got a few weeks before then, and hopefully it'll heal up well.
It certainly looks a lot better than it did on Sunday night when I saw you leaving in the second intermission. So it's good to see you back in the ice. Must be really difficult to go in that fishbowl after so many years of not being in a cage.
Yeah, it is. Luckily, we switched it over. I had one in the week that was quite difficult to use, but we got a new one on and it wasn't too bad. But hopefully doesn't need to stay on all that much longer and get back to normal.
Well, thanks for joining us. It's always difficult after a defeat, but it's nice to hear your views on that performance and the result. We'll see you on Friday in Sheffield.
Cheers.
Cheers.